Hello, welcome everybody. I wanted to jump on here just real quick on this Monday afternoon of March 1st. Yes, can you believe it's March 1st already? I'm so ready for spring. How about you, Donna?
Oh, absolutely.
I am so super excited to introduce you guys to Donna Mazzatelli. She is a dear, dear friend. She is my editor, my publisher, my book coach, and we are doing some real fun things together this year. And I'm just wanted to bring her on here so that you guys could get an opportunity to meet her and say hello. And so, Donna, welcome. You are just such a blessing in my life, and I'm just thrilled to have you. I'm thrilled to be partnering with you on some things.
Thanks, Cammie. You are a blessing in mine as well. So it's a mutual admiration society. And yeah, and it is. We are doing some exciting things this year. So I'm thrilled about it. Absolutely.
Yeah. You know, when I was looking at Extraordinary Women Connect this year, I knew that it couldn't just be about just doing like just another Zoom meeting. That was one of my goals. That was like, okay, when I started to think about this year. And so that's why I've been like bringing, like, you know, we brought the Brene Brown with Kara last week or 2 weeks ago. We've got this week on Thursday, we've got the Write Your Book workshop that we're doing. This is coming to you for free. This is 90 minutes where you get to dig in and really start to write your story touchstones. And I'm going to have Donna tell you about this here in just a moment. And then we've got our Wild Woman Writing Retreat at the Highland Haven coming up the end of April, which you guys will be hearing lots more about. But today, what I really wanted to jump on is just to give you an opportunity to meet Donna. And let me tell you why I'm such a Donna fan. So when I was writing Fire Dancer, I went through this whole process of writing out, you know, I went to write a book in a weekend workshop, and I wrote like 11,000 words, I think it was. And I finished that weekend after working on it all weekend long. And then I sat back and I read it, and I'm like, well, this sucks. I didn't really like it. And so I was trying to figure out what the heck to do with it, but I didn't know. So I stuck it on the bookshelf and left it there for a good 9 months, which I think is always an interesting number, right? I sat there for 9 months. And then I sent it to Donna, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. And she was like, your story's missing. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. There's nothing about me. There's no energy in me. I mean, it's everything I talk about when you talk about showing up in the brand of who you are. It was missing that. And so she gave me that feedback. I went out and I started writing, and it started formulating. And, you know, that process of iteration with a really good editor like Donna is that, you know, she reads it, she gives you, you know, good feedback. And then there's this element of pushing too, right? It's like, push the boundary on this part of it. Or what if you brought this other element into it? So this Donna was such an amazing collaborator through the whole creation of that book, and that it became a much better book because I had that person that I could lean into and get support. And then when it came to editing and publishing, she knew that book inside and out just as much as I knew it. And that was just such a beautiful process. And that's why I'm such a big Donna fan, because I truly believe that all the awards that Fire Dancer has gotten, the fact that it sits on tattered cover bookshelves, all of those sorts of things, I really attribute to Donna being able to be there for me and guide me through that first book in a way that was just so incredible. So I wanted to share that story. So Donna, thank you for all of that.
Thank you, Cammie. Yeah. And you are welcome. You are most welcome.
And I'm super excited about what she's going to teach you guys this week. So who out there has a book in you? Who's been wanting to write a book? You know, you've had this idea, you've got these seeds, you're like, okay, I'm ready to take this to the next step. Well, Donna, what are you going to be bringing to us this week on Thursday for 90 minutes for free?
For free, 90 minutes. We're going to do something. It's the first part of a workshop that I do called Creating Your Story's Touchstone. And I created that over a year ago now because I started realizing that a lot of times when people begin to work on their book, of course, things like life can get in the way and life can happen. And sometimes that means that we can't stay committed to our writing the way we'd love to do. And I honor and understand that that happens. But there's other things that can happen that get in the way. And it's some of those, that voice that comes up, who am I to tell my story? Why do I think anybody's going to read what I wrote? Do I really have anything important to say? Hasn't it all been said before? All that negative stuff that goes on. So creating your story's touchstone, to me, a touchstone is something you can come back to and that you can always, revisit and remember. I mean, you can have a physical representation of it, but in this, we're talking about, doing it on paper. And you can come back to it and read it, and it reminds you of what you're doing and why you're doing it and who you are and why you're the one to do it. So we're going to be starting that process. We're going to dive into the beginning parts of that on Thursday, and looking at, maybe we have an impulse to write a book. So we're going to look at first, what is that all about and why is that important? Then we're going to look at what is this impulse that I may be experiencing about writing this book, the book. And so, what is that? What is the book? What is this book? And, what's the message? Who is it for? What are people going to get out of it? So we're going to explore those questions and do some sharing, because I think that's important, because the more we hear from each other, it helps us connect more even with what we are, trying to figure out for ourselves. So, it may turn out that this is 90 minutes of seed planting for the future. It may not be that this is your moment to begin, or this is the year, but it could be that this is the year that you've got to, it's time to step in. And what a perfect time as we're entering March and we're coming up to the equinox and we're coming up to spring. It's like, this is the time when we're starting to reawaken from the winter sleep. And so what a perfect time to start looking at all of this and see what we can start to plant in the fertile soil and let start to sprout. So that's what we're going to be doing. It's going to be, I hope it's going to be exciting for people and, stimulating. And like I said, some people, those that are where they're just on the cusp and just know it's time. This is going to be, I think, an impetus for let's jump in and get going.
Yeah.
So.
And I put the link to register for this event and the, I think the headline or the description of this video. So you should find it there, and I'll make sure that you guys can see that as we close up this video, so you can get registered. It's free, and and I'm actually going to be sitting alongside you guys doing the same thing. I've already done some of this process with Donna for my next book, but I really want to, because I haven't been writing on it for several months. I feel like it's a right time for me to kind of re-examine that and make sure that I am writing for the right reason. So even when you have already started your book, this can be just a good place to stop and pause and reconnect to it and make sure that you're thinking at it holistically as you're writing.
Absolutely. And that, to that point, is if there's a reason that somebody has started writing and hasn't been writing, or, there's been a pause in it, or maybe it's a writer's block, but more than that, it could be that this might give you the opportunity to see if you're really on the right track. Yeah. I mean, maybe it's time to make a little bit of course correction. So this could be the beginning of figuring that out.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, so I'm super excited about that. It's Thursday at 12:30 Mountain Standard Time.
Yeah.
And as long as we don't have daylight savings time happen, I guess we don't have it this week.
No,
so
it's
I don't know 14th. When that is.
March 14th. March 14th. It's coming.
Yeah, it is coming. I'm going to have to quit saying Mountain Standard and go to the other one, but it is Mountain Standard this week, 12:30.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I just want to shout out too, is our Wild Woman Writing Retreat is going to be April 25th through 30th. We have a couple spots left in that. And that is going to be amazing. Mm-hmm. That's 5 days of making space for yourself to really write your best soul work. It's going to be held at the magical Highland Haven, which is award-winning inn in Evergreen, Colorado, alongside of a creek. And it's going to be bubbling because it'll be spring at the end of April. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be wonderful. And I'm super excited. And we'll be bringing more of that out to share with you guys as we move along. And maybe I'll post it into the comments as well, so you guys can get access to that. Anything else you want to add, Donna?
Yeah, I'm excited about the retreat as well. So I just have to say that I'm excited because again, it's like we're going to meet people where they are in their writing, whether it's the beginning or somebody's been writing or somebody's just, brings their journal and just wants time to just connect in with themselves. So I'm excited because we didn't get to do this last year, and so I am just like so ready to do this, to move into that space of just being able to connect deeper with myself and allow others to do that and connect deeper with each other. I love those opportunities.
Yeah. So making that kind of space for ourselves, like a whole Sunday through Friday of having, that's all it is. It's all for writing.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm excited. I'm so excited. And we have amazing women signed up. So that's going to be, we have some really cool women. It's going to be a really cool circle of women. We're going to be socially safe and all the good things that we need to do, but we're keeping it intimate so that we can have a really nice, beautiful space to really do that. The dates again are April 25th through 30th. And you can see that on my website. It's cammygellner.com. And then just look under the happenings and you can see the Wild Woman Writing Retreat. So it's fantastic. I can't wait. So Donna, we will see you on Thursday. I'm super stoked about it. And if you guys haven't signed up for the free Extraordinary Women Connect Write a Book workshop that we've got this Thursday, join us this Thursday at 12:30. Donna's going to give you 90 minutes of her just wisdom of really helping you set that foundation. So you've got the touchstones to keep coming back to in your writing. And it's going to be so foundational and getting your book out into the world. So can't wait to see you guys there. We'll see you
join
there,
us.
Donna. Yes.
Absolutely. See you on Thursday, Cammy. All right.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.